So we're back from the break, and now we're looking at Mobile Connect and Mobile Voice Access, really, mid-call features or supplementary services. We're instructed that if Hurley or Sawyer goes to pick up a Mobile Connect call on their remote phone, or if they dial in through Mobile Voice Access, they should be able to invoke supplementary services. Ensure that when they go to perform a supplementary service from their mobile phone or home phones that requires some form of hold, that the other party hears music on hold. Now, we've already heard this when we went to, let's say, hang up our remote destination phone and pick up the call at our desk. Until we picked it up, the system had placed the called party, or possibly calling party, I suppose, if it was originated from a third-party phone out to Mobile Connect. But the third party, not the remote destination or desk phone, they automatically heard network audio music on hold because the system had already been set up. The remote destination profile had a device pool, which had an MRGL, which had an MRG, which had a music on hold server. And we had regions and codecs and transcoders or multicast or unicast or however MOH was set up in a previous lab or happens to be set up in this lab. We already had all of that working. And so the infrastructure is in place. All we had to do was ensure that we had the proper device pool and MRGL on the remote destination profile, since that's the virtual device, and we heard music on hold. We also should be able to put a call on hold. And by this, I don't mean that the remote destination should not be, has to hang up to put the call on hold. We know that works, but only temporarily for 10 seconds, or whatever the maximum remote destination pickup, maximum desk phone pickup timer is set to in the user parameter. But I mean that the remote destination should be able to enter a DTMF sequence that should put the far party, the third party, on hold, and they should stay on hold until we resume the call, and they need to be able to resume it. We also need to be able to put a call on exclusive hold. So if we put a call on hold, then the desk phone would be able to pick up that call because it's just on hold, just like if we had hung up and the system had put it on hold. If we put it on exclusive hold, then just like with a shared line, if we put a call on exclusive hold, no one else can pick up that line. Okay? And we did that through service parameters, and we looked at call features in Module 5 if you need a refresher. Also, we should be able to conference in a new third party and transfer the call to another party, park a call at a specified DN, and then we're also told to ensure that if a call was answered on Hurley's mobile or home phone, that his desk phone is not able to barge into that same call, but to ensure that if a call was answered on Sawyer's mobile, that his desk phone is able to barge into that same call. Okay, well, let's take a look at the barge feature first. So let's actually dial in. Let's bring up all of our phones, and let's dial in from Sawyer's mobile. Let's dial into let's dial into Mobile Voice Access. Let's make a call over to 2001. See the call ringing. We're going to answer it. Sorry about that, and put it on mute. Okay. And now we want to, from James Ford phone, we see that he's on the line talking to Eloise Hawking, even though he's coming from the PSTN phone. He's coming from my physical PSTN phone because of the DTMF issue that I'm having with soft phone. Really high CPU, trying to record everything and run all of these instances, and VMware Fusion. So anyhow, we're just going to go ahead and try to go off hook on this phone and barge in. So we'll press the line button, and it says barge, and we tell it to barge, but it says that there's no conference bridge. So let's actually go and make sure that we've got CBarge assigned to us. Device settings, phone button template, actually rather soft key template. Grab the module 3 enhanced user. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and hang up on the PSTN because the phone. Here that the call was on hold there for a moment. So let's say remote in use, we want conference barge added. Okay, in fact, let's just, we can leave barge on there, but the reason barge didn't work is that the call was coming in from a branch 1 gateway and was most likely using G729. Could have seen that when the call was still nailed up. And all of our phones here. Call was coming in through a G729 over to, was actually coming in branch 1 to branch 1. It might have been G711. We'd have to take a look. But barge is only going to work with G711. If for whatever reason it had negotiated 729, it wasn't going to. Conference bridge would be what we'd want to use in this situation. So we'll wait till everyone comes back up. I'm not going to go through restarting all of these. I'm just going to restart. Looks to be up proper, but I'm just going to do it anyhow. Okay. Phones are all coming back to control. And do this again, where we're going to call in from Sawyer's Mobile.
Welcome.
Authenticate. Press 1 to dial. 2001 hash. And we'll answer the call. Mute. And so the call's answered. We see that we're talking to Eloise. We're going to press the line to get remote in use at the bottom, and then we're going to press CBarge. And then we're quickly going to press mute because now we have a conference formed between the Eloise branch 1, phone 1, so 2001, 3002, our desk phone, and our remote hardware PSTN phone. Okay, so that works great. Now let's try calling. So I'm going to go ahead and end this entire call. Okay, and I'm going to try calling from Eloise over to 1002, which should ring both the PSTN and Hugo Reyes' phone. So we got audio. Okay. Yep, there we go. Okay, so let's press mute on both sides. We see that we're talking to Eloise, and we're going to go ahead and press the line button, and then remote in use and CBarge. Again, we've got audio until I do mute. So that is what we should not be allowed to do, is that conference. So let's go configure it so that we cannot. Go to device, device settings, remote destination profile, and for Hurley's phone, which we were told we should not. Let's turn privacy on. Save this, and let's try that same call again. Okay, we're going to answer the call on the PSTN. Go off hook. Hit mute. Once this display updates, we now see that Hugo is on his primary line, but we don't see who he's talking to. Privacy is invoked, and if we hit the actual line button, what we're going to see is that we just go off hook. So all we did when we hit the line button, and I hit it on the physical phone, but the remote phone application shows, it just goes off hook. It doesn't even give us a remote in use, just as if we had a shared line with privacy enabled. So we actually cannot any longer, we cannot even see the remote in use, so we can't see the C barge. So we definitely can't enter it to C barge. Privacy's on, so we've met that criteria. Okay, actually, let's just make sure, since we're here, that we still would be able to hang up our remote phone and be able to resume the call on our desk phone. So let's try to, let's just do it in the exact, well, yeah, let's do it Mobile Connect, so it doesn't really matter how it works. If we call in from our mobile to a direct EID through mobile voice access or call out from a third-party phone over to our single number reach. We'll call in from our home, let's say to 512-602-2001. I may have just lost my display for my phones because my CPU is too high. We ensured that Barge isn't able to work. We still need to do the supplementary services, but I need to reboot my VMware Fusion box. So let's take about a 10-minute break, and we'll have a part 2 of this particular task for the recording, and we'll come back after I fix my high CPU